So Robbie, halfway through the season, 21 games played, 18 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. Been a very good start, hasn't it?
Yeah, looking back on the first half of the season, I think the lads have been exceptional. I think they've exceeded my expectations, not in terms of their professionalism, their desire, their attitude, their application, but in terms of the mentality to try and win every single week. When opposition put everything in against us, mentally, physically, it's like an event when teams play against us. For our group of players to have that mentality to let's go and win every game. Did I expect it to happen? No, and we haven't. We lost at Micklova, credit Micklova. But in terms of the performances as a whole, to get 56 points at the halfway stage, to score 50 goals, my target was 100 goals. I've got to say, the lads have been absolutely magnificent.
It might be looking a little bit further ahead at this stage, but obviously with 56 points after 21 games, the NPL record after 42 games is 102 points. Is that something that crosses your mind potentially to get that points record?
First and foremost, it's winning the league. Nothing's won in December. We're in a great position. If somebody said to you right now, 21 games to go, you got a 16-point lead with that group of players, would you take it? Of course you would. No doubt about it. We want to break records. We want to be ruthless. We want to be relentless. Speaking to my management team, saying I'm disappointed that we've lost a game. But on the other hand, there's games we've won where we've been a little bit fortunate. So you're probably looking at us probably about right. So again, of course, I want to break records. We want to break records. We want to, win the league as soon as possible so everybody can relax. Because until we've won the league, whether that's, in March, in April, whenever that may be, we want to win it as soon as we can. So the pressure's off because we know how much pressure's on this football club in terms of pressure from myself, pressure from the players in there on themselves, for everybody. So again, whenever that time comes, if it does come, because we're not taking anything for granted, subconsciously, people think Mac have won the league, but we have to perform every single week. And until it's mathematically impossible for anybody not to catch us, nothing's done yet. So we're on them every single training session, every time we speak to them, that we have to get the job done. Until that point, we can't relax. But again, we're in a great position. There's teams behind us who are fantastic teams, and we know nothing's achieved as of yet.
We've had some big games so far in League Cup, in both cups. Is there one in particular that stands out to you? I mean, obviously your first game of management workshop at home away on the first day of the season. That's got to be one that stands out, doesn't it?
People say I don't really smile in interviews, but that made me smile just then because, there was a lot of stuff said, but the group we've assembled went to workshop and to score in the manner in which we did with Duffs, and the atmosphere after the game was quite remarkable. So that stands out. There was a huge amount of pressure. There was a huge amount of nerves, but I believe in the group. And did we deserve to win on the day? Probably not. But that was the tone set for us. And I said to the group of players after the game, coming here and winning is a very difficult place to come and win. We did it. Now we kick on from here. The benchmark, the standards are now set. We've had some fantastic wins, some fantastic performances, both collectively and individually. There's been some fantastic teams against us. Hebburn were brilliant. Stockton at the weekend. You can go through numerous teams. Michelova's performance. Who else is there? There's been lots and lots of good performances against us. Matlock away, coming back from 2-0 down 2-2. There's been some last-minute drama. Some great winners when we've been pegged back. I remember John Rooney's goal at FC United. I remember John Rooney's goal at Matlock. There's some fantastic performances. When you look back on the course of the season, when you win games 1-0 and you're thinking, we didn't score more, they're great wins. 1-0 against Warrington Rylands, who under Neil Reynolds are doing it unbelievably well. That's a great win. You look back now thinking, they've gone to Scunthorpe in the trophy and won. They've got the workshop, drew 3-3, workshop scored in the last minute. So performances like that win your leagues. Bamber Bridge on Tuesday, magnificent performance. Terrible conditions, but they're the performances. That's the mentality you need to go away from home on a Tuesday night, win those games. So there's been some amazing performances. We got 21 really tough games to go, but on a whole, yeah. The most pleasing thing, Ben, is that the players have embraced us as a staff. They've embraced our ideas, their mentality and their work ethic. To play in my team, or our team, you have to be on it. You have to be ruthless. You have to be relentless. I keep using those words, and you have to be fit, because the 5 subs has helped us this year coming on, because we can bring 5 players on of similar quality to the ones coming off, and that's really helped us. And even if the ones who aren't in the squad, they are also of the same quality. So that's the squad we've built. We've got a small squad, but it's a squad which every single person has contributed. We've got in front of me the minutes and the goals and graphs and stats of every single player, and each and every one of them can be proud of what they've done so far, and everybody's been brilliant. Most impact, they've all had an impact in different ways, but Max Durley, the lads joke every single day, the best keeper in the world. He's been magnificent, as has everybody. So I'm absolutely delighted.
Just following on from that, obviously, after the playoff defeat last season to Marine, we had a core of players that stayed with us for this season. Obviously, we've recruited in the summer and during the season, bringing the likes of Damani and James in during the season. Just how pleased are you of the group we've got and how they continue to excel week in, week out?
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. Listen, people will always go on about the budget, but as we know, you have to recruit people who fit the football club, people who want to work exceptionally hard, people who are prepared to handle the pressure of a big football club. Listen, it's one of the biggest clubs in non-league, with a profile, with a spotlight, with what comes with it. So having a budget, yes, it helps, but you have to make sure that the players you're bringing in are ready for this, because it's like no other club in non-league. Wrexham were probably very similar when they were in non-league, but right now, in terms of what comes with being at MAC, it's a National League group, so we should get promoted, whether that's win the league or via the playoffs. That's what I said before the start of the season. Nothing changes. So again, if we don't, we all have to look at ourselves, and the realization is that myself or a lot of the players probably won't be here. So again, we have to stay on it. We have to stay focused, and as I say, the recruitment this year has been brilliant. Tomo, who helps us with Max, with James. Again, there's people in the background who work exceptionally hard for us, who care, and I'm delighted with every facet of the football club.
And for you, obviously, director of football before the start of this season, going into full-time management for the first time, how have you found the transition between the two different roles?
There was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of, put his money where his mouth is. And so far I've achieved nothing. I'm a young manager, embracing the challenge, enjoying it. It's nervous, and I respect every single manager that's been in the technical area, because it's a hard job. It can be a lonely place. Of course, I've experienced defeating both cup competitions in the league, and that feeling is not a feeling you want very often. And with this group of players, luckily for us, it doesn't happen very often. But when it does, it has hurt. Tamworth away, Altrincham in the cup, and Mickle over, 3 defeats, and they hurt. And the biggest thing I say to our group now is, in the past, because subconsciously everybody thinks we just got to turn up to win. I think players subconsciously do it, fans subconsciously do it, and at times that's why the atmosphere can be a little bit subdued here. There's nothing better than a 1-0 win at home and the fans are up. I remember was it the Mosley game, a 4-3 when Tom scored 2. That there is unbelievable. It's hard to create that atmosphere at home at times when you are winning games comfortably. there needs to be a bit of jeopardy at times to lift everybody. I don't want jeopardy. I'm happy with 4 and 5s, no question about it, to take the pressure off. But it's something that we enjoy, we embrace, and I've got to say, for me personally, it's made me more relaxed because I can affect the outcome of a game, and I'll get it wrong, and I'm honest and open with the players. All you can be as a head coach is honest with the players, and I've admitted on a few occasions I've got stuff wrong, but I think they appreciate the honesty, and I will get lots more wrong in this journey, but it's a journey that me and my staff, who are unbelievable, without them, we couldn't be in the position we're in. So again, you look at the analysis room with Ali and John and Bandy and Nick and Danny and Marissa, everybody who contributes, yourself, Bob, Amanda, Lindsay, Rachel, Danny, Ella, Beck, everybody that's involved, Tom Morris, Mark, who help us do one-on-ones with when the lads need a bit more extra. Again, it's Andy, and Flo, with the food after. It's everybody contributes to this group to allow our players to be the best they can on a Tuesday or a Saturday, and it's invaluable. And if you can create a culture of, that within a group, you've got a real opportunity, and I think the lads appreciate everything we do for them.
The dilemma's often been, why change a winning team? But is there room to manoeuvre for potential improvements in January in the market?
Well, there's always room for players when good players become available. But I'm really happy with the group. It's a fantastic group. James is due to go back on January the 8th. I think after the Ashton game, but I'll be having conversation with Blackburn. We'd love to keep him. I think he's in a position here at 18 where he's experienced playing for a league club at step 3. The fan base, the pressure, because we have to win games and we have to win well. So I think for his learning, it's been invaluable for him, and he's loving it. He's playing with a smile on his face. I think Blackburn are really happy with the way we've handled him. Personally, for the youngster, if he's got an opportunity to play high, he's got to really think is what's best for him and his development. Is it maybe going 2 steps higher or 3 steps higher and maybe not playing as many minutes? Here he's playing well. He's within a culture where, the lads embrace him and want to help him. He's got a great, person in me who's been there in his situation and done it. So again, we'd really love to keep him, and it'd be great for him if Blackburn and James feels it's right to try and see it through with us this season, and then that'll stand him in good stead wherever he goes. And I'd say that to any club, and I've had lots of clubs on it, offering me that players on loan, but right now I'm really happy with the group, and if 1 or 2 go out, then we can always bring 1 or 2 in. So again, young Sean's coming. He's got his first home goal. He was being magnificent. Every single player, I can't speak highly enough of the group. People will say because they're winning, but we've created that group with a togetherness, and they are together, and that's the most pleasing thing, is that they're together. They know the expectation, and they're determined to prove everybody wrong after last season where we were very, very unlucky.
And finally, obviously, we've got 2 games left in 2024, an away trip to Prescott on Saturday, and then Leek at home on Boxing Day. 2 tough games to round off the 2024.
Well, every game's tough. I've been speaking to Steve Daly, the manager. I get on really well with him. He's done unbelievable there. It's a tough place to go, we know that. Pitch isn't great. So we'll look at the conditions, we'll look at the opponent like we always do, and we'll come up with a game plan and a solution to try and win the game. I don't think it will be a game for nice football through the lines. It will be more of a case of putting behind them, turning them and playing their half. And the games like Saturday, if you can come away from Prescott with anything, it's a job well done. Because we know it'll be really, really tough because the manager's done a great job with them. And then Boxing Day, probably going to be a sellout. great. Look, the nearest club to us, treat them with a massive respect. Had some great games in the past, but again, 2 brilliant games over Christmas. Boxing Day, I loved it as a player, loved it as a watching football. And I just hope that we can get 2 positive results going into a tough January. But on that, I want to wish everybody a happy Christmas. Our fans have been truly magnificent. They've been magnificent because we've been winning games. We'll need them at times this season when we might have a little sticky patch. We'll need them. We'll need them to be positive like they are, because I want my players to represent the fans. So I want my players to think that how many fans would give up everything to play in that team. So watching their players, and my players represent our fan base in terms of the work ethic, the community. And as long as they can do that, I think that will make the fans proud. And the end goal is to win the league. We're on a good track. And, we're in a great position. And so I'd like to wish them all a Merry Christmas. Stick with us, be with us, support them, try and create an atmosphere like no other. Make this place where people think, got to go to theleasing.com. And it's going to be a tough afternoon. And we've certainly done that. So I'd like to thank everybody, all my staff, the fans, the volunteers, everybody, because right now we're winning games of football, and I can assure everybody that we'll be doing everything we can to win the league. So have a good Christmas. Thank you very much.